Welcome back, everyone, to today's Explainer. We're diving right into the major updates for July 2nd, 2026. Now, we're doing things a little bit differently today. We're setting up an interactive, quiz-style explainer. Since you're focused learners, the absolute best way to lock in complex information is to actively test your knowledge as we go. So, grab a mental notepad, get ready to engage, and let's master today's top stories. All right, here's the agenda. These are the 4 major developments you need to master today. Number 1, revolutionizing digital education. 2, the climate finance gap. 3, boosting medical device manufacturing. 4, India's unified health interface. And 5, a quick final review and takeaways. Treat this as your high-stakes checklist. Okay, let's get right into it. Section 1, revolutionizing digital education. We're looking at India's massive digital ecosystem for students. So India is building this incredibly interconnected digital ecosystem for its students, really trying to break down the rigid walls of traditional academia and put the power directly into the hands of learners. Let's test your knowledge right out of the gate here. The Academic Bank of Credits, or ABC, is an initiative of which ministry? Is it A, skill development, B, education, C, youth affairs, or D, electronics and IT? I want you to pause for a second, think about it, and lock in your answer.
And the correct answer is B, the Ministry of Education. If you nailed that, fantastic job. If not, hey, no worries at all. That's exactly why we're doing this. Let's look at why this specific initiative is such a big deal.
Notice how they've divided the roles here. The Ministry of Education actually launched the platform, but the University Grants Commission, the UGC, they're the ones acting as the regulator. Now, this Academic Bank of Credits works hand-in-hand with APAR, that's the Automated Permanent Academic Account Registry. Think of it quite literally like a regular bank account, but instead of depositing cash, you're depositing academic credits. This entire ecosystem allows students to seamlessly store, manage, transfer, and redeem credits that they've earned from all sorts of recognized institutions. The absolute crucial point here is maximum flexibility. You aren't boxed into just one single path anymore. Your learning achievements are recognized and preserved for pretty much your entire life.
Moving on to Section 2, the climate finance gap. This is a critical, large-scale international challenge.
Pivoting sharply here from domestic education to a massive global hurdle, let's test your geography real quick. Where is the headquarters of the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific, otherwise known as UNSCAP? Is it A, Jakarta, B, Manila, C, Bangkok, or D, New Delhi? Got a guess? Lock it in. The answer is C, Bangkok, Thailand. UNSCAP was actually established way back in 1947, and it serves as the most inclusive intergovernmental platform in the whole Asia-Pacific region, promoting economic and social development. But they've recently released a report that brings some incredibly sobering news. $800 billion. According to this recent UN ESCAP report, this is the annual climate finance gap facing developing economies in the Asia-Pacific region alone. Let me repeat that. Not the total cost, the annual cost, every single year. This represents a staggering shortfall in the funds actually required to effectively combat climate change and transition to sustainable economies in these really vulnerable nations. It's a huge reminder of the sheer scale of global coordination we still need. All right, Section 3. Boosting medical device manufacturing, driving domestic industrial growth. Let's bring our focus back from international climate hurdles to India's domestic industrial growth, specifically in the healthcare sector. Here is your third challenge. The Scheme for Strengthening of Medical Device Industry, or SMDI, is implemented by which organization? Is it A, the Department of Pharmaceuticals, B, the Indian Council of Medical Research, C, the National Health Systems Resource Center, or D, the National Medical Commission? Take your best guess. And the correct answer is A, the Department of Pharmaceuticals. Just a quick note to keep in mind, this department actually sits under the overarching Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. They've recently started inviting applications under the scheme to really supercharge India's medical device industry. And the way they're doing it is brilliant. They aren't just throwing money randomly at the problem. Notice these 5 distinct focus areas, building on each other. It starts right at the base with manufacturing key components. Then it builds up by investing in the human element through skill development. They're also funding clinical studies to make sure everything is safe and effective. They're building common infrastructure that multiple companies can actually share, and they're actively out there promoting the industry. It's a really smart, multi-layered strategy designed to make domestic manufacturing deeply resilient and globally competitive. Which brings us to Section 4, India's Unified Health Interface. connecting the healthcare ecosystem. So we just looked at the industrial side of healthcare, right? Now we're looking at a massive digital update that perfectly parallels the education ecosystem we talked about back in section 1. I want my focused learners to secure one last correct answer here. The recently launched Unified Health Interface, or UHI, functions under which mission? Is it A, the National Health Mission, B, ABDM, C, the National Health Stack, or D, Digital India? Lock it in.
The answer is B, the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission, or ABDM. The Union Minister of Health and Family Welfare recently launched UHI, and it acts as the crucial service layer of the ABDM. It utilizes open protocols that are developed and maintained by the National Health Authority. But what does that actually mean on a practical level for you and me?
It means seamless empowerment. By using any UHI-enabled application, a citizen can now seamlessly follow 3 really simple steps. Step 1, discover verified healthcare providers. Step 2, book your appointments. And step 3, directly access digital health services. It is an interoperable network designed to vastly improve accessibility, transparency, and patient choice. Just like the education platform breaks down academic walls, UHI is breaking down the walls between different healthcare apps and providers.
Okay, let's wrap things up with Section 5, final review and takeaways. Let's lock in your knowledge.
You guys did fantastic today. We've covered a ton of ground, from education to climate to industry and digital health. So let's do a rapid-fire synthesis to lock in your memory so you are totally exam ready. Here is your cheat sheet. Master these acronyms. We saw how the Ministry of Education is using the ABC and APAR to create a flexible digital footprint for students. We saw the Department of Pharmaceuticals pushing the SMDI to boost domestic manufacturing. And we saw the Health Ministry rolling out UHI under the ABDM to create a fully interoperable digital health network. Notice the recurring theme here? India is aggressively leaning into digital, interoperable ecosystems across both education and healthcare.
But before we go, I want to leave you with this final thought. We've seen how neat, organized, and effective these digital solutions in India can be for organizing data and connecting services, right? But contrast that with UNESCAP's findings. As nations seamlessly digitize their social infrastructure, how will developing nations tackle the massive physical and financial reality of an $800 billion annual climate gap? Digital efficiency is absolutely incredible, but finding physical capital on that scale, that is a completely different puzzle. Think about that, and I'll see you in the next explainer.